class presented by Premier Equestrian. It's the classic. The white breeks are out. It must be Super Saturday. It's going to be an action-packed class. Looks like we're going to have 23 starters. We're set to go in about a couple minutes' time. And ladies and gentlemen, we got our first competitor on course here. And I got to tell you, we just finished watching the meter 20s. It was action-packed, but there was only about 6 or 7 clear rounds there. So it was a very tough course. It's up even higher right now. We are set to go with Marcus Davis and El Porvenir Chrono. Up and over the final fence there. That was Marcus Davis, the first to test the course there. And 3 rails coming down, a total of 12 faults, 84.13. There we go. We got our next rider in the ring here. It's Avery May Pritchard. She's running Rebel Just for Kicks. Up and over the final fence there. Great round. 4 faults there. Rail coming down for Avery May Pritchard and Rebel just for kicks. And next up here, we're still looking for our first clear round of the afternoon here in this meter 30 Premier Equestrian Classic at $5,000 on the junior amateurs. This is Christine Carlson. She's riding MHS Serena. Up and over the final big oxer there in the center of the ring. That was Christine Carlson and MHS Serena. 87.34. They'll add a time fault there, so a total of 4 plus 1 at 5. Next rider here representing Mexico. This is Karim Perez Nunez and Palmyra. Launching up and over. Do we have our first clear round? We do, ladies and gentlemen. Great ride there from Mexico and Karim Perez Nunez and Palmyra. So great to have our international riders, our pros and our junior amateurs alike here enjoying Canada and Angelstone. We're going to take her through to the jump-off round. Let's cheer them on. Karim Perez Nunez and Palmyra. Over and above there, we've got 8 faults there on the board for Natasha Dion Elchar and Dalton Darjouj. And next up here for the United States of America, this is Channing Noxon and Missoni 8. Currently only one double clear through. That's Korean Perez Nunes sitting on top with Palmyra at 37.04. Just the slightest rub on that last fence. I didn't even see. It was almost like a hair had touched that fence. It comes down there. 8 faults, 85, 89 on the board for Channing Noxon and Missoni 8. Still looking for one of our Canadians to join our Mexican friends there in the jump off. This is Ava Kennedy. She's riding Papatal. Up and over the final fence, and it looks like we have a clear round there, 85-83. Beautiful riding there for Ava Kennedy. Let's cheer her on as she goes to test Karim Perez Nunez, leading time of 37.04. This is the $5,000 meter 30 Junior Amateur Classic presented by Premier Equestrian. Four faults there through the jump off round, 44.7, well behind our class leader, Karim Perez Nunez. But that's enough right now to slot them into second place position with a limited amount of horses that have made it through to the jump off round. That's sitting very nice and surely to get a ribbon through the order if that holds. Next stop, we have Diana Patterson. She's riding H&M Karat Desire. This is owned by Equestrian. It's a 14-year-old gelding Holstein out of Germany. Okay, 39.47 there for Diana Patterson, and that is a double clear round. That is enough to slide them up the order, but not displace Kareem Perez Nunez. But that is now your second place right now through the front end of the order. But that time there from Kareem is holding steady. 37.04, proving to be very, very fast. Moving on right now to a great Canadian rider I had a chance to hang out with last night up into the luxurious VIP. This is Catherine Drapeau. I know she's here with a big cheering squad from Quebec. Let's cheer her on. This is Freestyle du Shamrock. Launching up and over, we look to the time, 87.7 there on the clock. Unfortunately, just a time fault for Catherine Drapeau and Freestyle du Shamrock. But I tell you, that was an amazing round for them, and I was really looking forward to seeing them on to the jump off. Give her a big round of applause as she exits the ring. We won't see her back for the jump off round, but currently she's ranked in 4th. Next up here from the United States of America, this is Catherine Hustudler and Gansbraun VEC. Up and over, let's look at the time there, 87.96 there. Again, another time fall. This is very, very tight time allowed here. We've had a few time faults there. We'll have 12 jumping, one time there for Catherine Hustudler and Gans Braun VEC. Next up here, this is Canadian Brianna Zielonka. She rides well. She does great in school. She juggles it all. She's here with Dorino. Let's cheer her on. We've been close with the Canadians. We still have a Mexican, Kareem Perez Nunes, sitting at the top. Let's see if the Canadians can catch it. Up and over the last fence. Let's look to the time allowed. And unfortunately, another victim of the clock there. Two time faults there for Brianna Zielonka and Dorino, but that's enough to rank them rarely in 5. Now on course here, this is Carly Fairty and Leal. All right, 85-15 there on the board for Carly Faherty and Leal. And that was a beautiful ride indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's cheer Carly Faherty and Leal on. She's going to go for the top of the board. She knows that she's got the time to beat is 37:04. Beautiful run there. That's a double clear round for Carly Faherty and Leal. It's not enough to catch our current leaders, but it was real close. Only 0.3 seconds off the mark there for Carly Faherty. She's slotting into second pace position. Congratulations to the Canadian Carly Faherty. Moving on now to our next rider here. Samantha White is on board. A Tevla, owned by Melissa Wright. This is a 12-year-old gelding out of France. Up and over the final jump there. One rail coming down. There'll be 4 faults in a time of 1:10:52. I'll be tacking on 24 time faults there for Samantha White and a Tevla. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the order of go here, we have seen 14 of 23. We got 9 left to go. Currently, that time of 37:04 is very, very elusive and hard to get. We've only had 4 clears so far, 3 doubles. And we're looking for more. Here's your next rider. Camera's out. Here's our next rider here, also a class leader currently, Kareem Perez Nunez, riding out of Mexico with his second mount, Felicie de Coquerie. Up and over the final fence. What an afternoon she is having. Karime Perez Nunez 2 through to the jump off. Let's see if she'll try to go 1 and 2. She's currently standing on top with Palmyra. She's got to be faster than Carly Faraday at 37.32 to take the 1-2 positions. Up and over, what a launch, 34.71. That is your new class leader. 1 and 2 knockout punches for Karime Perez Nunez. That's your fastest of the day, 34.71. 2.5 seconds faster than Karime's previous time with Palmyra. So she was like, I've already got this class at the top. I'm just going to completely put it away. Everybody else is sitting and watching. How am I going to catch this rider? It's going to be tough to beat for sure. But we got about 8 or 9 left to go. Here's Canadian Stephanie Pride riding HFO Debutante. Launching over the final jump, she had a rub, but Stephanie Pride gets it done here in front of the town. 84 seconds, well under the time allowed. She's going to get set now for the jump off round. We've had so many close calls, especially with the Canadians on the time allowed. So Stephanie was leaving nothing to chance there, well under. She's going to get prepped to go. Let's cheer on the Canadian as she goes for the top of the board. Up and over the final fence there. We look to the board and we'll add 4 more on. 2 rails coming down the jump off, but great riding there for Stephanie Pride. She works so hard around the showgrounds. She's braiding, she's riding, and she's a weekend warrior. Great riding out there for Stephanie. 39.93. 8 faults will slide her down the order, but she should have enough for a top 10. And now on course here, we're at the bottom end of our order. Angela Swanson's here with Origi Ditigi. Across the line there, we just saw Angela Swanson and Origi Ditigi there. 90 and 44 there on the board, 8 faults. And I recognize that horse. Origi Ditigi was related to one of the horses I had last year, Origami Terput. So they must be related somewhere down the line. Beautiful animal there from that rider, Angela Swanson. Moving on to our next rider. She electrified the crowd last week with this horse. She's one of the best and fastest amateur riders here in Canada, and last year's Ontario champion. Please welcome Mackenzie Ray and Coconut. Launching up and over, no problem at all for Mackenzie Ray and Coconut. And I got to tell you, if I'm Kareem Perez Nunez, I know I'm comfortable at the top, but I wouldn't be that comfortable with this rider in the ring. Let's cheer her on. She is going to go for it if I know her. This is Mackenzie Ray and Coconut. $5,000 on the line here in this junior amateur meter 30 class, presented by Premier Equestrian. Unfortunately, a bit of a misfire there from Mackenzie. She was all wound up and didn't go exactly as planned, but that's enough, though, to slot her into 7th place position with the limited amount of clear rounds that we've had. Next up here, this is Canadian Samantha Rice. She's riding Ice Woman DKZ. Up and over the final fence there. It is a clear round. Let's see if they're under the time allowed. Just the one time fault there for Samantha Rice and Ice Woman DKZ. Very nice riding for them, but I believe that's about the 4th Canadian who've had one time fault, keeping them out of the jump off. You got to keep the pace. It is the classic. The time allowed is tight. So we're going down now to the final 4 in the order. This is Christine Carlson and Cordina Z. over the final fence there. Two fences coming down there. 8 faults at 86.27, just under the time allowed. No time faults being tacked on there for Christine Carlson and Cordina Z. Getting down now to our last 3 chances here to displace or try to challenge Karime Perez Nunez. This is Lexi Ray. She's running Cara 199. Lexi is very, very fast rider, so we'll see what she has in store for us here in the conclusion of the Meter 30 Premier Equestrian $5,000 Junior Amateur Classic. Big jump over the final one. Beautiful round end under the time allowed. Great riding there for Lexi Ray. Now she'll get set for the jump off round. She knows that the time to beat is 34.71. That's going to be very hard, but she could slot in around the 37 mark. But let's see how she winds up here. There's a fast horse, Cara 199, set to test with Lexi Ray. $39.78. She gave it all she could there, and let's see where that slots her in. That's enough to break the top 5, just off the podium marker for Lexi Ray and Cara 199 there. $39.78. Two left to go here, one Canadian and one American. This is Anna Bremerman and Frascati. I might add that Frascati is a beautiful town just outside Rome up in the hills. And if you ever get a chance to go, I'd highly suggest it. It's a beautiful place in Italy, very much under the radar. You got to check it out. Through the timers there, we got a clear round, 66 there up on the clock. We'll see how things get adjusted there. 86.77 is actually the time, and that is just under the time allowed, which means that Anna Bremerman and Frascati can now challenge for the top of the podium. Let's cheer them on, going for it. Up and over the final fence there, rail coming down throughout the jump-off round. That was Anna Bremerman and Frascati. That's enough to rank them into the top 10, into 7th place position for them. And this is your final competitor here on course. This is Taylor J. Wood. They're riding Joyride. This is the meter 30 Premier Equestrian Classic. $5,000 up for grabs. Through the line there, and they are under the time allowed. We have one moving through to the jump-offs. This could be an exciting finish to our class right now. So we'll cheer Taylor Wood as they go for a challenge against Karima Perez Nunez. 34.71 the time to beat. Over the last fence, let's look up to the timers. It's going to be a good one. 36.68 Wonderful round for Taylor Wood. It's not enough to catch our leader, but it's enough to prevent Karime from going 1-2. Taylor Wood slotting into the silver medal position. Great riding to finish us up here in that exciting junior amateur class. So great to have our junior amateurs competing in this ring. It's a wonderful experience for them. We've talked to so many riders coming from all parts of the world and also even all parts of Canada, you know, especially the Quebecers are here. They've been represented well all morning long. They've been having a great time up in VIP. So many smiling faces and good memories being had here at Angelstone. That's what it's all about. We own the night. The vibe is ours, and we're doing it all again tonight. 8:30 start time for one of Eastern Canada's biggest classes of all time. Canadian Olympian silver medalist Matt Cohn defending his title from last year on Jaya di San Giovanni. It is going to be so awesome to see him. Ken Farrington has been winning all week long with his string of horses, and he's definitely going to be gunning for the top. And you can't forget about Kristen Vanderveen. She has a string of horses to die for, and she hasn't been on the top of the podium yet, and I know how competitive she is. She's going to be looking to get up there as well. So with that, we will turn it over to our lovely rink crew right here. They've been working 20-hour days for the past week. We love you guys. They're going to set up the podium over there in the ring, and we will welcome our top three into the ring for our presentation of this Premier Equestrian Meter 30 Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are set to award our winners here today. We're joined by Sheila Johnstone representing Premier Equestrian. Our rounding out our top 10 was Mackenzie Ray and Coconut. 9th place honor is going to go to Stephanie Pride and HFO Debutante. 8th place award to Anna Bremerman and Frascati. 7th place award is going to go to Ava Kennedy and Papital. 6th place award going to Lexi Ray and Cara 199. 5th place to Diana Patterson and H&M Cara to Desire. And 4th place, the yellow ribbon is going to go to Carly Farity and Leo. So we're going to have our riders dismount right now and make their way to the front of the podium. And we just ask our riders to stand on the ground directly behind their places. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now set to announce our podium presentation. And in third place, she rode toe-to-toe all night long. This was Karima Perez Nunez and Palmyra. Second place honor is going to go to Taylor Wood and Joyride. And your winner riding for Mexico was Karime Perez Nunez and Felicie de Coquerie. An incredible finish for them, 34.71, a full 2 seconds faster than the runner-up. Congratulations to Karime, rode absolutely incredibly today. So we'll get a photo there with our winners. Congratulations, and thank you to our sponsor at the meter 30 level, Premier Equestrian Classic. A big money prize. Let's get those riders back up on their horses for a victory gallop. And we'd also like to announce our champion is also Karime Perez Nunez and Felicie de Coquerie. All right, ladies, let's do a victory gallop. These are your winners in the meter 30 Premier Equestrian Classic. Karime Perez Nunez and Taylor Wood, congratulations. They rode end-to-end incredibly well today. We'll pick up that first place ribbon and bring it to you at the front. And we'll move on to the next class in our afternoon program.